Hey, girl.
Hello, hello. It is M again
It is. It's Em and Renee.
and Renee again, and we are here for Journeys. This is a very cool one, and it's kind of been a long time in the running, right? Because we
Yeah.
actually, do you want to do a little bit about how you met these fantastic guests and a little bit of our history with them?
So Lydia is a return guest. She was here before a couple
Yep.
times, and she spent 10 years in prison, and she told her story and her testimony and where she is now, and she's got some good stuff to say, follow-ups, and she's going to talk about some things she had to let go of, to move forward in life. And then Christy is another person from TikTok, of course, but she's also become really good friends with Lydia over time. And she is a recovering addict, and um, she's gone through this entire journey with her husband, both of them together, and they're still together. So it's a
Wow.
really great story because normally that doesn't always work out. So
Oh,
I'm
that is
interested to
so
hear her
rare. Yeah,
testimony. Yeah.
absolutely rare.
And
Um,
she's doing really well, and now she's advocating. So I mean, I think that's the best way to keep yourself accountable. So she's doing wonderful.
It's like when we help others, we actually learn much more even about ourselves, and
Yeah.
we keep ourselves accountable for our own progress because we don't want to let other people down. So, or at least that's how I have experienced it. And they're both
Good.
backstage. We are
Oh,
so excited to
good.
have them here. Yes, and we see Alana in the audience. Hi, Alana. Special
Hi,
shout out.
Alana. I love you.
We love Ilana, and she's always welcome to come on. She may be coming on and
Anytime.
do some co-hosting for Journeys because she is a Journeys type gal.
Yes. I have some really exciting stuff. So we have a
Hmm.
bunch of really cool guests all the way booked. We're already booking into May, as you know. You've seen
Yeah.
the list. But we have some really exciting guests coming on and some um, different things that we like to do. But one thing we are going to do is we're going to do another dramatic reading contest of
Can you
lyrics.
believe that? Oh my gosh, I love
I'm
that.
excited because everybody loved it. I loved it. So, anybody who might like to do a dramatic reading of some lyrics, if you remember how it went last time, hit us up and let us know so we can make a schedule or at least know who's coming and going. But that'll be fun and what prizes.
Yeah, so what it is, guys, is the last time we did that, just everyone freaked out. This is another brainchild of M. Farwell. Like she came up with this all on her own. And what it is you just take song lyrics and you do a dramatic reading. You don't sing it, and then everyone in the audience has to figure it out. And it's incredibly fun and exciting and competitive.
And
Drives me
some of
nuts
them were
when,
really hard.
yeah, they're
Like
very hard. Yeah.
and then you hear the song, you're like, oh, that's what it is. Because then you can sing it. But when you're just hearing them read it, you're like,
I know,
and Rory
right?
was fantastic at that. So watch
Yeah.
for the date. That'll be coming soon.
Very, very soon. Yeah, like next
Yeah,
month, right?
yeah. We have some really good life coaches.
Mhm.
We just have some really great people coming up. I don't want to give everything away because it, it takes
Don't give
away
it
from it.
all away. Don't give it
I
all
won't.
away.
I won't. I won't. And then we have some people that have some stories to tell that are part of Cosmos. So that'll be, we haven't been able to hear from them. They've been dealing with stuff and they're gonna come talk with us. So that'll be fun too.
Oh, we absolutely love that. We love that so much.
Catching
So
up.
here's the thing. So you also made a video that we're going to play before we
Big.
bring our guests
I did.
up, correct? So let me play that now, and then we're going to get into a deep dive with
Awesome.
Kristie and Lydia.
Sounds perfect.
Two more amazing voices that M. Farwell has found, which is like one of your amazing, you have so many talents,
Listen,
but
these
you,
two are like badasses. So you're gonna have four strong women on your screen. Be prepared.
yes,
Anything could happen.
yes, absolutely. All right.
Who am I? I am a queen.
She's working on three things right now: herself, her life, her happiness. She is me.
The truth is, I'm not a perfect person. In fact, I make a hell of a lot of mistakes. But I appreciate those ones who stay with me after knowing how I really am.
This part of my life is called peace.
You know, truth is, she's a warrior. Because you can never stop her.
This woman becomes a better version of herself every day, and I'm proud of her for that. She loves who she is right now because she is exactly who God created her to be. She holds her head high because she is everything God says she is.
Yeah. That could
That
be our
is so
mantra, right?
that is so inspirational. When I was like, I felt like I could go run a marathon after I was watching that.
Like I play it in my playlist. Okay, go, keep going.
I know, right? I know. It's incredible. So let's bring up Kristie first. Lydia is back on, but let's give her one more. Yep, she's putting her earbuds in. So let's bring Kristie up first. Hello, hello.
Hi, Kristie.
Hi.
It's good to meet
Hello.
Yeah. Everybody, this is Kristie. And you can follow her once you get to know her here. All the links are going to be up in the description. So anybody that wants to catch up with somebody, you can find them there.
Absolutely.
Kristie. So I'm
Yeah.
M, and then that's Renee, because you haven't actually seen us face to face.
Right. Nice to meet both of you guys.
Unlike you and Lydia, we try to go on live on TikTok, but we look like we're about 532 years old because we don't know what we're doing.
It's not, yeah, we're not there yet, but we're learning from you and other influencers.
Yeah, we are. We're going to do it.
We're gonna get
That's
it.
our goal. And yeah, we're like begging for help. Hey, guys, what do we do now? Who does this? How do we get a moderator?
Yep.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
But go ahead, Renee.
And then Lydia, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come on. I see her backstage, but we'll get started with Kristie, and people are coming in already to sing hi to you from all over the world. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Kristie, do you want to start by just telling everybody your story, your testimony?
Yes, absolutely. So it didn't start until I was about 26 years old. My now 15-year-old was, I would say, about 2 years old. Just hanging out with the wrong people, the wrong crowd, being influenced easily, not knowing at that time though that I was, easily addicted to stuff. So that's kind of how it all started. And then it just spiraled out of control. His father and I at the time were together, but he was in and out of prison as well, and trying to hang on to something. And while he's in prison was extremely hard, extremely stressful, and with a newborn child. Well, I mean, my son was 2 at the time, but I think that's what really drove me deep into addiction, and just hanging out with other people that were addicted. And it got so far into it, then I didn't know how to pull myself back out. I tried many times, many times. It went on for about 10 years, on and off. So I tried different rehabs, different doctors. I never gave up. I never gave up. But it wasn't until I 6 years ago stepped my foot into MAT treatment, and it completely saved my life. I will advocate for MAT.
Can you
as
introduce
long
us
as
to
I
what MAT means?
Yeah,
MAT, it's an acronym.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It is a medicated assistant treatment program, which means for people like myself that were addicted to opiates, it's really hard, and that's what a lot of people keeps from getting clean, is the withdrawals, detoxing. When an addict hears the word detox, it scares them, and it makes them go in the other direction. So what MAT does, the medicine helps to get rid of those withdrawals, I guess you could say, but at the same time, it retrains your brain too. So that's what helped me. I mean, I tried detox and I tried cold turkey, and I didn't have success with it. And once I got into the MAT program, I mean, I want to say from the very first time just taking it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a miracle.
Yeah,
So
made a big
I mean,
change.
it's completely given my life back.
It's amazing. It's really
Yes, it
awesome.
is.
Now, with Matt, does everybody get the same medication, or is it adjusted to each person?
Okay, so there are different ones, and yes, it is adjusted to the person. Not everybody's on the same milligram, not everybody's on the same medication. There's different forms of it. I'm personally on methadone, and I often get that question too. Are you going to be on it forever? I can't answer that.
Yeah,
It's, it's kind of how I feel at that moment, and I have been tapering down. Will I completely be off of it? I don't know. I'm just kind of going with the flow and um see how I do.
it's what else can you do, right? I mean, that's commendable. I mean, that's a
Right.
perfectly
Right.
reasonable response. You don't know.
Right.
Right.
It looks like Lydia's ready to come on up. So is it okay
Okay,
if
that's
I?
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's have Lydia join us. She's been listening backstage.
Hey,
Hi, Lydia.
Hi.
so
I'm
good to
having
Hello.
see
technical
you.
difficulties.
That's okay.
My Bluetooth wouldn't turn on, and the whole time it was the watch, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing with these stupid things. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning.
We feel that. We feel that in our bones. We
Every
feel that.
day, that's what happens too.
Like, yeah, okay, that's gonna go.
And it's
Lydia,
been
I saw
gone
you
for
like
10
speak.
years. It's like every day I'm still learning something. I'm
Oh
still
yeah.
learning something new. It's so much
Mhm.
to catch
I
up
think
on.
we all are too.
Yep.
I had to call Apple today. I had to call Apple today and to ask a question, and I'm like trying to explain my issue with my phone, and the guy is going on, and he's telling me what I'm already doing, and it's not working. I'm like, I'm not dumb. Like, I'm not phone illiterate. This is definitely a tech issue. And he's like, kept going, saying the same thing. And finally, I was like, listen, is there a 12-year-old there I can speak to?
Right.
They know a hell of a lot more than any of us.
Mine's
They
so
gotta
bad. I
go.
ordered 3 different phone cases and they're all wrong. And I just had figured out how to find out what kind of phone I have.
Yeah. You'll get there. You'll
Still
get there.
learning. I'm like, what? There's so much new stuff.
Yeah. Oh, 10 years. A lot changes, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to ask another question of Christy real quick, and then we'll
Yeah.
talk about some of the other stuff we wanted to discuss tonight. But with the Matt, I know that on a lot of your videos you're checking in or you're getting bottle checks. Is that's kind of what
Okay.
you're gonna have to do that forever as long as you're on it, right? There's
Oh,
always changes
yeah.
like pain management
So
or anything else, right?
right. So when you first start, you have to work your way up. When I first started, I had to go every single day. I didn't have any medicine at my house. They don't give you medicine. You have to earn it. You have to show that you have so many clean urines. You have to show that you're really working the program, and you get one, and then it's like I think it's like 3 months, and then you get another. So you accumulate so many, but I mean, it takes a long time. And I finally worked my way up. It's been probably a good year now, if not longer. Um, I have 2 weeks, so I go to the clinic um, 2 times a month. That's it.
Well, that's not bad. I know I
No.
have a friend that went through the program, and she unfortunately relapsed soon into it, but she was going every day, and it was so far away because she lived out in rural. So it was hard for her to get rides so it was
Oh
difficult for her
yeah.
to be in the
Mhm.
program in the first place. So I mean, we have so much further to go to
Yeah.
help people,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
what a blessing though for you. That's awesome.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
crazy. I'm in the MAT program too.
Bring it on, girl.
Yep.
Tell us your story. We're ready.
But mine is completely different. Before I went to prison, I tried to get off medication because I've had so many knee surgeries. I got addicted to the pills. So I tried to take myself to the Suboxone clinic every day, and that was hard. But I went to prison, and then I did Suboxone the whole time. And now when I came home, now I do an appointment virtually once a month, and I get my medication through them, and I go pick it up at the pharmacy.
That's really good. Yeah, I'm glad that they're finding better ways to help people instead of
Mhm.
just like, leaving you out there to flounder and get right back where you are.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
Yeah,
definitely, you have to work the program. You definitely have to stick with it. Don't put
Yeah.
it to a
absolutely.
waste that they do offer these types of things to people that need it, but it's a 100%, you got to put
You
your
have to
all
put the
into it.
work in. Yeah, gotta put the work in.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lydia, you have some awesome news that recently happened with your freedom. Do you want to share where you're at?
I mean, which one are you talking about? I have so much news going on.
I'm talking about parole being gone. You're doing.
Oh, with that, yeah. So I have been off parole for a month now. Look at the date.
Confirmed.
I have been
Wow.
so it's been 11
You
years,
feel like it.
and I'm done 10 years in prison and 1 year on parole, and I've been completed. I've been free 100%. I'm not inmate 0684185. I am Lydia Mills again, and it feels awesome. It's like a weight was
So
lifted
awesome.
off of me when I don't have to deal with them anymore.
I
Right.
absolutely loved your video that you did the day.
There's more
Like,
of them. Those are the only ones that I could put on TikTok.
I was like, I
Hey
absolutely love
guys,
this
I
show.
see everybody in the chat.
Yeah, I know.
It's a huge weight for sure.
Yeah.
100%. I don't have to, I can't
You
go
can
out now.
travel
I
to see
planned,
your
as
daughter.
soon as I got off parole, we planned a summer vacation to Myrtle Beach
Nice.
because I really wanted to go there last year, but I couldn't. I have to go to a North Carolina beach because I couldn't leave the state because of parole.
Right.
And
Yeah.
my daughter, we've all used to live in Myrtle Beach. She went to school down there, so she really wants to go there and see her friends. And I couldn't go. So we're going this year.
I can't wait. I'm excited for you and your
Me
daughter.
too.
That's awesome. Way to go. All right, so we wanted to talk about letting go and things that we've had to let go of. So things that we've done or haven't done. And I know, Lydia, you had some things you wanted to discuss that you haven't talked about before. So
Mhm.
I will leave that up to you, what you want to talk about or not talk about. On Journeys this year for 2024, we decided that we wanted to do sort of a theme about how hard it is, or sometimes how easy it is, depends on the situation, um, to let go of something in order to move forward in a positive direction in your life. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's not a bad thing. Sometimes you just have too much and you have to make a sacrifice if you want to do something else. So, it can go through the spectrum of emotions and situations. But Lydia, do you want to talk about the things that you haven't talked about that you wanted to?
So my drug addiction was something that I don't ever bring up. It's old. It's 11 years
Yeah.
old, and I've been doing this. I've been on Suboxone for so long that this is my life now. My mother asked me, would I ever get off Suboxone? And I was like, you know what? No, because it literally, I don't have a craving. It's been so long. Like, I don't even think about that stuff. If I was around it, it wouldn't mess me up. I've been on it for so long, and my life is complete. I was like, I don't really need or crave or look at something and be like, ooh, or but being on medication since I was 16 years old, I've had so many knee surgeries, and the doctor, I was like, I can't take any more pain pills. Like, I'm starting to be addicted to it. And so I put myself in the Suboxone program, and I had to go down there every day. And then I went to prison, and I was on Suboxone in prison, and came home and got right back on it because it's like I don't ever want to do a pain pill again, because my brain thinks every time I have a wrist cramp or a knee, I've had surgeries everywhere, and my
Yeah.
brain goes, pain pills, pain relief, and the Suboxone actually takes a lot of my pain away too. It does help with that, because I know when I wasn't on Suboxone, I was in a lot of pain. I've had a lot of surgeries, and my head from the car accident, why I went to prison too.
Oh, yeah. You had talked about that before, how you had hurt
Mhm.
yourself. Um, so both of you then were opioids, right?
Mhm.
Was Kristie you as well? So I know you
Um,
guys Go ahead.
Yep, mine was pain pills.
Okay.
Mine started off as that, but then it went into
Other
heroin and yeah.
Now I had a question. I lost it.
I feel like I went to prison before I was even introduced to any of that. So maybe that prison saved my life because I wasn't around any of that. I never seen any of that, but maybe that's where my life was going. And God says, sit your ass down for a little bit. And that's the only thing that I have to think of is like, I think of prison as it saved my life because no, I could have been headed into another direction. It could have been pills and then the next thing and then the next thing, you know? So maybe that's a good thing. I went to prison and prison saved my damn life. I could have been headed into a bad direction.
I loved when you said, can you put on there that prison saved my life? And I'm thinking in my head at first that like for a lot of people, they're like, I don't get that. You know, like nobody tells their secrets, right? You know, tell the
Yeah,
family.
I have to think of it
And
as
it's
some
not
kind of
like
part of
that.
my journey. I want
Yeah.
Amanda to be proud of me. You know, I want to not let her die in vain. And I just want her to be proud of me and what I'm accomplishing, how good I'm doing. And I know she is,
Amanda
but
is.
that's
Can you just explain quick who Amanda is, just briefly? For people that don't know
Amanda
it?
was my best friend. That's why I went to prison. I was drinking and driving January 30th, 2013. And I spent a year in county, and then I was indicted with second-degree murder charges because of that car accident. And I did 10 years, and I've been out a year, and I'm finally off parole. Amanda was my best friend who passed away in my car.
Yeah. The way you told that story originally was, first, it was beautiful, the way you told it, but hit you in the heart for both of you, for all your
Yeah,
families,
it's
your
not
kids,
even.
everything.
I had to go through something I've never been new to me. Like I've never been in trouble, and then the whole her passing away, and it was my fault. Dealing with all of that at once, that was a lot when I first got locked up. I was mentally not there, and it was hard. The beginning was very hard for me because I was literally in shock in different kinds of ways.
So for the two of you, you met on TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or on social
Yep.
media.
Yep.
And you have a lot of similarities, but there's also a lot of differences. So you pretty much, Lydia, are journeying alone. I mean, you have your daughter, but she's not day to day there.
Yeah.
And you, Kristie, did this with your husband, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a huge difference. I'm thinking both have their ups and downs. Like, it's
Yeah.
going to be hard to have somebody else depending on you to also do well, and you're depending on them to do well, but then it's got to be hard to do it on your own. I don't know if there's a right or better way, one
Right.
or the
Right.
other.
For my husband and I, especially when we do help others like ourselves, we begin with we are a rare case. It doesn't always happen like this, and very rarely does it. I mean, you really don't go into a treatment program with your significant other and come out both 6 years clean.
That's right. 6 years.
That's
6
awesome.
years, guys. 6 years
Yes.
for Kristie.
Yes.
Celebrate that. Celebrate that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's awesome how you two found each other though, and now you support each other, and you're both
Yes.
advocating. And I know that you, Lydia, have struggled. You really wanted to be able to go to Amanda's grave. Have you yet made it there?
No. Every year around January 30th is very hard for me. I always get really depressed. But this year was different. It was worse because it's the first time I really dealt with it home. Because last year I had just got home and I really wasn't all the way there. And this year I'm more settled in, and it really hit me hard this year. So I was like, I cannot go. And I'm on bipolar. There was a lot of things that I found out in prison that I did not know. And I finally got medicated and diagnosed and medicated. So going there while depressed is not going to be a good thing because it'll just put me worse in depression, and it's harder for me to come out of. So I was like, I'm going to wait for me to get stronger because I know myself now. I love this new me because the old Lydia that was not medicated was not a good Lydia. And I love this new me. Everybody does.
I love how you say that. I love the new me. It's funny because I had you on my screen and my husband's like, she should be a model. Look at her face.
Oh,
And
I
I'm like,
want.
no, mister, you walk away now. What are you doing?
No, I'm retired.
He's you do awesome, like on your videos and stuff. Everything you
Oh,
do
thanks.
is hilarious or direct and clear. You definitely don't mess around with trolling or issues, and I'm very like that too. Like, done.
Yep.
Not doing it. And but I really find it fascinating how many people have become close online with similar stories, differing stories. Like the two of you are thriving online. You're both doing amazing in life. And this has become more than you probably even expected it to be. You probably didn't even know this was an option, Lydia, coming out of prison, right?
No idea. And my mom said I was going to get addicted to TikTok before, right when she showed it to me. She was like, "You're going to get addicted to it." But I did in a different way. She thought I was just going to get addicted by, just watching it. She had no idea that I was going to get this far so quick. So hopefully, with more time, it'll get even bigger because it's already blow up so quick.
Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, you have a great following. You have some really great supporters. Both of you do. I like to read through the comments when I see the videos, and I'm like, yeah, because I can tell a lot about somebody by the comments in their
100%. And I
section.
think
Yeah.
we have
Oh
a
yeah,
great
most
following and a great
definitely.
team. And I think everybody's coming there for the same thing. They want to be accepted somewhere. They want, just go somewhere where it's calm and cool and not have to worry about having trash talk to them. Because a lot of the battles that I see, they're just like, "What, y'all broke? You ain't got no money?" And I'm like, "How dare you, little girl, call somebody broke?" What? Oh, I'm sorry, princess. Like I really gets it offends
It's a lot of
me because
judgy
that is
Judies.
crazy. So I think we should have a good, fun time. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be,
absolutely.
it should be a safe spot to be.
Well, and literally there are people coming there that need to hear what you're about to
Oh,
say.
absolutely, 100.
Doing even if you're doing a battle, no matter what you're doing, you're still engaging and they feel a part of it and they
There's
know that you're there to support them.
yeah, there's so many people that, I mean, even for myself, that they look for that every day. They need that push. They need that inspiration. They need whatever it may be, they need it.
Yeah. So you, Kristie, let's just let everybody know. So you and your husband are still together.
We are still together.
Awesome.
Yes.
Your husband is not in prison. He's doing great.
He is doing awesome. He actually has not been incarcerated in over 10 years. So he himself has
Oh, good.
changed and has completely humbled himself, and it's just been an amazing journey. It really has.
I absolutely love when you try to show him on camera. You can tell he's like, I'm not having this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and here's my husband, and the camera's like trying to follow him because he's just like, nope.
Right, yeah. He's like, okay, what are you up to now?
Oh my gosh, it cracks me up so bad. I'm like, I sometimes I'll rewind it, like the one from Easter when you had I can't remember if he was saying something about daddy or what, and he's like picking up candy stuff or whatever off the rug, and
Right,
he's like,
he's just like,
okay, are we done yet? Are we done?
right.
I love that though. I do.
Yeah.
He's funny. So you guys did it together. Lydia did it alone. Lydia, do you wish you had had somebody to do it with, or
100%. And that's when I was sitting here thinking exactly what I wanted to say. Before I went to prison, I had a family. I had somebody I'd been with for a long time. We had a kid together. We had a house. We had everything. And then when I came home, I had nothing. Like I had my mom, and that was in everything. It's weird now being here on the outside, not in prison, and not have my family still. That it was a weird adjustment, and then it still is. But it does give me the peace that I need, like being home and not in prison, because it is so loud. I feel like this is my peace where I'm centering myself and I can finally figure out the new me at home and adjust. And, it's taking so much time though. I feel like my mom isn't rushing me and I can take my time. And I think it's a good thing because it's a lot. It's been a year and I'm still like, I don't know. I'm
You have a
still in
lot.
that phase where I'm like, feel like fresh coming out.
Yeah, you have a lot to. So when I was sending the message out to everybody, because I send out like a message saying this is what we're having on tonight, and I was like talking about letting go of things in your past so you can get past your past. You know what I mean? Like you just there's so many things, and you take 2 steps forward, and then it opens up another wound that you hadn't thought about, or wait, I thought I got past that and now I'm here again. And it just is like this all the time. But hopefully it's like this and not going this way. Hopefully it's going up, up until it gets to a point where
I feel like everything's coming back. I remember paying bills and saving money and taking care of the kids in the house and doing all this, and I didn't for 10 years. Like when people complained in prison, I'm like, what are y'all complaining about? We don't have any bills to pay. We ain't got no kids to take care of. We ain't got shit to do in here. But let's hang out. And I was like, now this is the real world. This is where we started. We got to save money. We got to do this. We got to take care of the kids. We got to take care of the house. And it's all coming back to me. And I'm like, it was freaky. It was a lot. And that's what
on top of that, you had your
dealing from.
On top of that, last time you had talked about how, so you had your own grief as well in losing your best friend. And on top of it, you had guilt, and you also felt the guilt that was kind of being put on you from other areas, and you understood that, but at the same time, that's a lot of weight. I mean, you are phenomenal to be where you're at. That's a lot of weight, and it's been 1 year. 1 year. So it seems long, but it's really.
I wanted it. I dreamed of this day when I was in prison. I wanted it so bad, and I was like, I know who I want to be, and I know what I want to do, and I've made it all happen, and I'm doing it, and it's baby steps, but it's all coming together.
Yeah, it's hard to let go of things, even when you know it's for the good of you. Like Kristie, what's something that you had to just? I know that you struggle with guilt.
Oh, big time. Oh,
I know that.
Oh, my 15-year-old, because he's the one that that suffered. Even though his dad and I aren't together, his dad's even said it, like, I still every day have a day or time in the day that I'm just crying because I feel that guilt that I had put him through, and the things that like I think to myself, how did I choose that over him? But then I'm like, it wasn't necessarily choosing it over him. I just wasn't me. It was just,
Yeah, it's hard.
So yes, the guilt, that is like the biggest thing, if I can say, that I struggle with, is the guilt. Oh, it eats at me bad.
Yeah, somebody said, I think it's David said, do any of us get through life with no guilt? And I think,
I mean, at a certain level of guilt,
but
it's like me going to prison for 10 years. I think I'm guilty. Wasn't there my daughter was 6 when I went in. She was in kindergarten. I saw the first day of school. That was it. And then I went to prison. And so 10 years, I didn't see anything. I saw lots and lots of pictures. Yes. I saw my daughter being raised in pictures. So I definitely feel guilty about that. But damn, I got a strong daughter. She definitely puts on, I don't know. I'm like, you either put on a good face or you're really just not mad at me. I gave her the choice to cuss me out, to say whatever you wanted to say, get it out. If you're mad at me about that, tell me how you feel about me going to prison and leaving you. And she said she was okay. She didn't want to. I said, all right, that was your only opportunity. Don't you ever do it.
Right. Yeah. Same thing with my son. I remember it hasn't even been a year ago. I was taking him to his friend's house, and I was so glad this conversation came up because it made me feel so much better. But he said, Mom, I know you think that I had a bad childhood. He's like, but I can't name one thing that was bad. Not one thing. All the memories I have are all great memories. So that made me feel better.
I think when we hold ourselves accountable and we own it, people see that. So there's a lot of forgiveness and grace given, but we struggle to do that with ourselves. Yes. So that's like a huge, like when we talk about letting go, I mean, I think we all hold on to a certain level of guilt or frustration or anger, even with ourselves, over things that when we really break it down, we're not in our control completely, right? Like,
Right.
unless
I,
you
I was
actually
I was
go
told
ahead.
for years and years and years until recently. I mean, I've been told for years that I need to learn to forgive myself, or I'm not going to be able to move forward with my life mentally okay. And it's something that I'll never forget at all. Like it's like I don't deserve to forgive myself for that, and it's taken me a long, long time, and I have to forgive myself, and it was really, really hard. And I was like, I recently just done it when I came home.
Yeah, it's
The whole
we're
prison sentence, it was
I
bad.
try to once in a while look at myself when I'm feeling the weight of the world and think, what would I tell my if 12-year-old me was standing here? What would I say, you know? And it's like sometimes I'm just it doesn't help. It just buries me deeper because I'm like, oh, I wish I could go back and start over at 12.
Right.
But
Yeah.
then other times I'm like, it's gonna be okay. You know, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. So I agree that it's really hard for us to um, forgive ourselves for anything. It doesn't even matter how little or big it is. I think, especially as parents, when it comes to our children, because we feel like we're supposed to protect them. It doesn't matter
Yes.
how old they are.
Yep.
Mine are grown. I still feel like if something happens and they're struggling, I'm like, oh, I wish what could I have done differently so they didn't get to that place, you know, or just a million things. Is there something I can do to help? What should I do? Am I doing too much, you know? And
Right.
so I don't know. It sounds like your kids are really resilient, both of them. And maybe when they get older, they're going to look back and have moments where they're like, why didn't I just yell at mom? Or why didn't I? We don't know.
Right.
But
Right.
it sounds like to me, like Lydia, I know for a fact, I don't know with you, Christy, because we're just, sorry, I have a Kirsty coming to Christy.
You're okay.
I,
You're
I
okay.
didn't, I didn't know, I'm just learning more about your story, but Lydia, I know for you, you were involved with your daughter's life throughout your prison sentence as much as you could be. Like you were kept
100%.
apprised of, yeah, what she was doing, photos. You got, she's having
I
a
called
problem.
every day.
You would be able to speak to her and talk her through it. If she was being punished, you could explain and be part of
Yep.
that. Like,
I parented from prison.
yes, that's the saying you said. Thank you.
Yep.
I was trying to
I
think
did.
of that in my head.
I was blessed to have that. I was blessed to
Yeah.
have a support system inside prison and outside prison. My support system on the outside helped me tremendously I saw every birthday, every holiday, first day of school. I saw everything through pictures. So I saw my daughter being raised and I talked to her every day. So I was definitely blessed to have a good support system on the outside.
Yeah, that helped her a lot. And she's so beautiful, Lydia. The
Thank
pictures you
you.
show, I'm like, she does, she looks like
And
an
the older
adult.
she's getting more beautiful.
Mm, yeah, she's a beautiful girl. And from the way
Thank
you
you.
talk about her, she sounds wonderful. So it looks like it's gonna work out for you guys. That's awesome. There's not all stories have to end bad. Just because the beginning
Right.
started out rough.
You gotta want
You
it.
Right.
know?
And even when people come to us for help, we're like, if you want to change, you gotta change. You
Yep.
gotta
Gotta
change
do
your
the
whole way of
work.
thinking. And it definitely is
Where it
about people,
starts.
places, and things. You gotta switch it all up. If you
Oh
want different,
yeah.
you gotta switch up different. You can't just say, well, I want something
Absolutely.
different in life. No, you gotta go do it. You gotta get up
Yeah.
and let's go get it.
Yeah, let's go get it. There you go.
Yes.
I love that. You got to get up and go get it.
That's right.
It's hard sometimes with certain things, but you're right. You just have to you have to keep going is what you have to do.
Yep.
And maybe today is not going to be the day you do any grand things, Maybe today's the day you get up and brushed your teeth and did some dishes and plopped your butt back down to think about life and what you
Right.
needed to get past.
Right.
But tomorrow, let's try to do something more, or
Or take a
something
mental
Absolutely.
health
better,
day.
something bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
Absolutely.
okay though. That
that's
is okay though
Yeah.
to do.
this is going to be our Renee. I've come up with our next TikTok live is going to be we're all going to have pints of ice cream and have a mental health
Hey,
break.
There you go.
I'm
I'm
down. It's not gonna be
Like
a
ice
pint though.
cream.
hoping
I
you guys
got
Something
a
like
gallon, I think.
yeah. And
Like,
Sandy,
I
I was
had
going to
the
say,
worst
Sandy
day.
D said, Sandy D watches Lydia, and she said, I love watching Lydia do her makeup on TikTok. I feel like she teaches us so many tricks. Me too. I learned all kinds of tricks from you, Lydia. I love it.
I'm constantly talking about her makeup in her lives, and she's like, "Hit me up. I'll do some tutorials." Because I'm like, I am not a makeup person. I am so bad at makeup. So
Me
it's
too.
funny.
That's
She's
why
like,
I'm
"Hit
like
me
so
up. Hit me up."
inspired. Yeah. I love
And
that.
I learned to do all this makeup while I was in prison. We were lucky enough to get makeup, and I just practice every day. Literally every morning at 5 o'clock, I'd get up, shower, and practice putting on makeup and wear makeup every day.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows me in prison, if they're in the chat, I was known for makeup.
That's funny. Actually, Sandy D, I've been trying to get Lydia talked into doing coming on to do a makeup episode. That would be great with Sandy because
Oh,
Sandy's really good with that too. And she
oh
has a show.
yeah.
Like no icing would be perfect for that. Like
Yeah, I
some
think that would be
makeup
a really good
tutorials.
match.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Y'all just let me know.
Let her know.
I
Let her
wanted to talk a
know.
little bit about the prison saved my life because I know, Lydia, you had talked a little bit about that on the other show, but what are some of the things, like, for people who haven't been to prison? So, Kristie, let's start with you. Like, for someone who hasn't been to prison, people feel like, oh my gosh, if I go to prison, my entire life is just null and void. It's over, and it's going to be atrocious, and I'm going to come out so much worse than when I went in. So, why is it, Kristie, that prison saved your life? What are the benefits that you experienced?
I didn't go to prison, but I did go to jail for 30 days and I was in rehab for 70. And honestly, the first time around when I was in jail for 30 days, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm coming out. It changed me. And I went right back out. So I wasn't ready. I thought I was, but I wasn't. So I always tell people that are, in active addiction, like, jail is not a rehab, but when you go in there, you make the best of it and you make it to where you want it so bad that when you come out, you want to change your life. You want to better yourself. And because you always have to have an outlook, especially whether it's prison, whether it's rehab, you have to know that you've got to want it so bad enough to make it work, or it's not going to work. It's not going
That
to work.
reminds me of the best. That reminds me of the term I heard in prison that would meant so much to me. You got to do the time. Don't let the time do you. That
Yes. When I was in jail, every day I heard that. Yes, absolutely. Yep.
And what is the difference for people who don't know? Like, talk us through what rehab offers. Jail is under a year, correct? And then prison is over a year for felons, right? So
you
misdemeanors
can't
are
bail out of prison.
okay.
Yeah,
You cannot
right.
bail out of prison once you go to
No.
prison, right? Okay.
Yep.
And then rehab is voluntary, and it's how is it?
It can be. Mine was not. I got sentenced to rehab right
Okay, you can
after
get sentenced to rehab. Okay.
yeah. Yep. You can. That, like, your stipulations are you go to rehab or you're gonna finish your time in county or whatever. So you absolutely, like, I guess for because I only went for 30 days, so again, it didn't work for me, but it's because I wasn't ready. So yeah, you definitely can be sentenced for sure. Rehab different. Why? If there's only certain rehabs though that you can be sentenced to, and rehab you can check yourself out. So the difference would be going to rehab you can check yourself out, jail you can't. So
Okay. And then I see, Lydia, you are really strongly agreeing with everything Kristie's saying. What's your experience?
In prison, I seen a lot of people talking about they were sentenced to Blue Ridge Mountain rehab thing, jail, but they were always like, well, I'm back. Why? Because I escaped the rehab. I'm like, what?
Yep.
They'd rather get out, do their time and be done with the get over rehab, but they weren't ready either because, they wanted to get back out there and start doing the same thing over. Recidivism is real. Like on my 10-year sentence, I seen so many people coming in and out. And after a while, it would piss me off because I was like, well, give me a chance to leave. I promise you I won't come back.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, do y'all want me to roll a red carpet out for you? Because they were like, hey, Lydia, I'm back. And I'm like, you're stupid. Do you want me to roll a red carpet out? And they're like, you're so mean. But stop coming back.
Yeah. Like sometimes I feel like some people just without that structure, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Absolutely.
Or resources.
Yeah. My uncle was very much like he couldn't get out of his own way. He forever was trying to outrun his childhood and it was just never ending until he passed. So it's like, I get that. That's painful from all sides, I think, when that happens.
I think a lot of people didn't know any better. There was the situations where people, that's all they know is the criminal life or prison life. Like they're so well known at the prison. And I thought that was embarrassing. And I think going to prison is embarrassing. I'm not proud of that. And I'm not, hooting and hollering about it. That's why I was so glad I didn't get an ankle monitor. I was like, I would never go out in public with an ankle monitor on. I don't think that's cool or I'm not doing it. It's not cool to go to prison.
Yeah, you guys have a outlook or strength within you. And it's like palpable for people, like I feel like I can feel it when you're talking and when you're telling your story. People, one, know that you're real, that you're not bullshitting, and they know you've been through it, so they can't bullshit you, right? Like,
absolutely.
So do the work. Like that's what you say all the time. You got to do the work. So
you have to, yeah.
I mean, we say this stuff to everybody. It doesn't just go with like all of us can sit and wallow in whatever's happening with us. And I totally get that some people can't. And I also understand that there are mental illnesses and I have a lot of my own stuff but we have a choice. And I hate when I get to a point where I feel like I'm wasting what I've been given. And I don't think everybody can get to that point. So for some people, they just always stay in that. That's all they know is for feeling. It's either feel nothing or feel miserable. And if they're going to be miserable, then they want you to feel miserable, which you just went through, Lydia.
Right.
So it's like you can support forever, but if they're not ready, like you're saying, it's just not going to happen. They have to let go. Talking about letting go, they gotta let go.
And there's so many women that are still stuck in prison now that that they're not going to reoffend, but just because that one charge was so severe that they got life or they have 60, 70, 30 years. But those are the ones that are not going to reoffend. They've had enough. Like they're not, or they're given these sentences for 90 days. You're just giving them a tolerance lower. That's all. Y'all are doing them a favor. So when they get out, their tolerance will be lower. You're not there helping them. They need to sit down for a while for them to actually think and have enough. Enough is enough.
Well, we've all talked about the system needs to change. The system with mental health, how we handle mental health, how we handle the prison system in general, from justice on down. I mean, it's a mess. And of course, the drug issues and addiction in this country is insane right now.
It's so bad.
Absolutely crazy. And I don't know the right answers. I mean, I don't always agree with everybody who says one thing, and I don't have a solid answer either. So I guess we just
I can vote though. Oh boy, it feels good that I
can vote. That's awesome.
Amazing.
I love that. I think that's
finally I got that voter registration. I was like, yes, that means I am officially free.
Congratulations. I love that. Sandy's asking if you guys became friends with any cops outside of prison.
Actually, there is at the treatment center that I go to. He has watched my husband and I from the beginning, and he's absolutely amazing. I'm sure he's watching. Actually, there's two of them, and it was funny, just like the other day, because I had to go there. He's like, he looked at his buddy. He's like, look, there's a celebrity coming through, because he knew about this podcast, and it just made me smile, and it made my day. And he's watched us from the beginning, and he always tells, look at the power couple of Toledo, or whatever. And
Awesome,
because
though.
he sees from the beginning until now, and it doesn't happen all the time. So he's definitely a huge supporter, and we love him.
Awesome.
I've
Yeah.
seen a few officers since I've been out, and one was I was getting out the truck, and somebody said, excuse me, ma'am. And when I turned around, she had her handcuffs out, and I was like, oh, snap. But she was like, I was wondering who was getting out with all them hips. And I was like, yeah, you ain't used to people going home and getting it wet, are you? And then I seen one at the 4th of July celebration walk by me and smack me, and I was like, what? And it was just an officer. And I have one that comes on my TikTok. She used to be my boss, and doesn't work for them no more, but comes on my TikTok, might be in here right now.
That's awesome, though. You made some solid relationships. People don't realize that
100%.
happens.
There was that kept me with the outside world, besides talking to my family and talking to my my daughter's father, keeping up with what's going on the outside, the realistic stuff that I needed to focus on, because I wasn't going to make prison my life. So I kept talking to officers and what's going on out in the outside world. What's it, what's the new thing now? What's TikTok like? I always kept that realistic right here, and my focus was on that and not the prison politics.
Yeah,
she just popped me, Sandy. She didn't smack me. She just walked by and somebody said, "Boo!" out my face. She popped me.
That's funny. If you could go, okay, so Lydia, when you speak, it's a gift. You have a gift, okay? And
my family thinks so too.
It's probably not when you were younger, right? My mother's like, when you were younger, we couldn't get you to shut up. Now you're like,
that we can hear you a mile away.
I know. I hear it. What would be your dream thing if you could take what you're doing, as far as you could to reach? Like, what would your high goal be?
To be the advocate work is really what I'm going to go for. I really want to, but it covers more areas than the drinking and driving. I would like to go talk to high school students and college students about the consequences of drinking and driving. I would like to work with the prison systems. I would like to go into the prison systems and talk to them and show them that you can stay out of prison and go home and succeed and stop doing what you were doing before and, change, grow up. And work with maybe like the Scared Straight program or something, and go in there and scare the hell out of these little kids that, are messing up.
That scared me.
I'm telling you, I think, let me go in there and talk to them.
I'm like, I would be dead, because the first time somebody spat in my face or I'd be like, just kill me, because I'm going to be dead in an hour anyway. So,
right.
like, if the zombie apocalypse comes, I'm just going to be bait. People are going to toss me over. And
that's
run.
our future of America. These kids, we need to go ahead and start warning them now. Like, they have the DARE program, but y'all need to see, like, they need to, like, even in prison, I don't want to hear it from somebody that's never been it, like, or an NA meeting or AA meeting. You don't want to hear advice from somebody who's never even been through it. You need to hear from somebody who's been through it, and it seems more real.
But you've been connected with Julian, and now you can travel.
Yes.
Hit him up.
I
Maybe
would love to hook up with Julian Miller, man. He's amazing. I love everything he does.
Yeah, he's absolutely wonderful. I encourage everybody to check out and follow Julian Miller on across all social media. He's
All
been
of
on
every social
Cosmos
media.
several
Julian
times.
Miller, y'all.
Yeah, he's amazing. And same question for you, Kristie.
I plan. You're all right. I plan on. I want to get my CDCA certificate, which is chemical dependency for counseling. But I definitely would love to. Same thing. Advocate for the whole opiate drug addiction and just help out others like myself that struggle. And I really, really would love to, grow a good platform and just go as far as I can with it.
Well, you look like you're doing good. Every time I go on, it seems like you're growing and you're learning what's working for you.
Yeah.
Lydia's all over the place. She's like runs TikTok
And then
now.
I got her back too. We're gonna get there. I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I bet you we could come up with something really good.
Yeah,
We both
Lydia's
have the
like
mat thing,
running
but yours,
TikTok.
we could go so far with it. The prison, the mat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know this network. If you want to start a show, just let me know.
Yeah, for
Renee and I are
100%.
all over it.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, because you're doing a really awesome job. But you are everywhere on TikTok, Lydia. Like you are. Every time I go on, at least 4 or 5 of your ads, showing stuff, and then mixed in is all
Right.
your other stuff. But it keeps you at the forefront, so people aren't just seeing that; they're seeing your story.
Yeah.
And you read the comments, you watch the lives. I go into the lives a lot. You guys are changing people's lives. You're making a difference. You're making people feel heard, accepted. Because let's face it, some people who go through these things are alone after.
Yeah.
They're not accepted back.
Absolutely. Right.
Like they burned too many bridges or whatever the situation may be.
Yep. I have
They're
at
not
least one
accepted.
person every night, y'all, come to me and say, Lydia, you say, I really listened to your story and I didn't drink and drive. Lydia, my kid gave me their keys because they had something to drink and didn't want to drive. Or I'm facing prison time. I'm scared. Or their family is facing prison time and they're scared for them. Or they have somebody in the prison system. They're in there and what can they expect do as a family? Like I've had so many questions on it. And I love that though. Like that,
Right.
like I have some, a purpose that I can help other people with this tragedy that I went through. I can help other people.
It's very commendable.
And you are. I mean, like everyone in the audience right now and everyone that you connect with online, we're just so grateful. And I know that M put up in the description all of the ways that our audience can follow you, but do you guys Kristie, do you just want to give us a rundown, and Lydia again, of just how people can continue to connect with you? Let's start with Kristie.
Yeah, absolutely. I have 2 TikToks. My main one is Boss Queenie. It's easier just to type in my name though, because the way my name is printed out on TikTok. So if you just put in Kristie Faulkner, my name will pop up. There's 2 of them. One's Boss Queenie, one's Boss Mama. You can follow me on there. I'd be more than grateful to help whoever needs the help, whether it's yourself, family members, friends. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. Again, if you want to just type in my name, Kristie Faulkner, my name will pop right up.
Awesome. And then Lydia?
I'm Lydia Mills. I don't even know how they do all that stuff, so I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. It's model status and
but the way your name's
07.
It's easier to look you up with Lydia. Yeah.
Even on Instagram, I don't even. I think it's Mama Tried. I don't even know.
That's why I said just the name's easy. Just to type out our
name. You don't have to type in my Opus number this time. We can type my name.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much. And then M, do you have any parting words of wisdom, M?
I just want to say that thank you, Renee, for going on this journey with me again.
Thank you.
This is our second episode of our second season.
Yes, 2-2.
After a long break, because we needed a break. So it happens to everybody. But I'm really excited about this season. We have some amazing guests and strong people like you guys. I want journeys to be where somebody watches and they're like, oh, I get hit some because they have something in common, or
Yeah.
that's a resource for me I didn't know I could find, or that sort of thing. And the reason, part of the thing about letting go is Renee and I had been talking about things and how we had a lot on our plates at one time, both of us at the same time. And we weren't alone. Like, we were realizing a lot of people were going through the same stuff. And we were like, sometimes you just have to clear your plate,
Yeah.
in order to
Absolutely.
stop, to have a fresh start and a clear head. And
Yeah.
so, and it's not always bad stuff. Like I said, sometimes it's just too much stuff and you just have to let go. And Renee and I are not functioning unless we have 25 things going on at once.
We're octopuses. We're just constantly octopusing like 24 hours a day.
Yeah, like that's just how we cope. And then not everybody's like that. I understand.
Right. Yeah.
And that doesn't work for everybody. It's actually an unhealthy trait for a lot of people, but for us, that's what works. But sometimes we add that 26th thing and then we're like calling each other going, I kind of did this thing.
You guys are
You just have to-
amazing.
You just have to like, listen, support each other,
Yeah.
lift each other up. Don't let things become an anchor for you. Even if it feels like it's good sometimes, if it's holding you back or pulling you down, it's probably not all that healthy. So it might be time to let it go for a little while. But
I love that.
everybody,
That's the letting go that is
Yeah.
here. It's like sometimes you just have to let go, and then your life, you can save your own life literally by just like cutting the ballast off that's pulling you down.
That dead weight.
The dead
Yeah.
weight. So I love that. Let's end on that, because I
Sounds
feel like
perfect.
that is what we
Thank you,
seriously all
ladies.
need to do that.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
all of
much.
you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Let's
you.
do it again.
Thank
Yes.
you to the audience and the replays.
Bye,
folks.
everybody.
Yes. Thank you
Bye,
so much, everybody.
Love y'all.
Bye.